I'm going to be canning some red beans today, and I'm canning them. They've been soaking overnight, probably close to 24 hours. So I have a huge bowl right here that I'm going to be canning in the pressure canner, the prudent method. So that's what I'm going to be doing. One of the things I'm going to be canning today. I'm also working on a recipe for vegan lemon curd. I made some yesterday that was really good, but it had a very strong coconut flavor. So it almost overpowered the lemon, at least in smell, not in taste, but in smell. So I'm going to change up what I'm doing on that and see how that turns out. But I mean, it tasted wonderful, and Kelsey loved it. She wanted some cake to put it on. So yeah, that was really wonderful. But I do need to tweak that recipe before I share it. But that will be coming soon, because it's like almost perfect, but not quite. So yeah, and the reason I used to love lemon curd, but you either have one that uses dairy, which I am allergic to. I'm lactose intolerant and allergic to the protein in dairy, so I cannot consume dairy products. So they either have butter or they have eggs, or sometimes both, and or cream. And we don't eat eggs either, because there's been a lot of studies that link those to serious health consequences and health matters. So we don't eat eggs, and that's why. And there's no good canning recipes out there for lemon curd. And let me show you what it looked like yesterday. So this is what I processed yesterday. And you just water bath it for 15 minutes after you've created it, and it really doesn't take long at all. So I got the lemon color from turmeric. I'll give you that much right now. It's spectacular. It really is. And I actually use the, a lot of people don't like using the lemon zest in there, but I actually like that. I really, really like that. Get you a little something to chew. But I really thought it was good, and Kelsey did too. But yeah, so I'm going to be making some more of this and trying out a difference in changing up what I'm doing. I'm gonna the first recipe I used coconut oil and coconut milk, or coconut cream, and so I'm going to try just using the coconut cream instead of the coconut oil. I think the coconut oil is what put it over the top with the coconut smell. It smells like coconut, but it tastes like lemon curd. But I want to get rid of that coconut smell. So that's on the docket for today. And I also am using a recipe in the Ball Blue book, literally the blue book, the really old one. That's not what I'm making. I'm going to do the spiced red cabbage, and then I'm going to do, I'm going to use the same herbs and seasoning for that. And I'm going to use that with, not just cabbage, but with onions and peppers as well, and carrots. So it's going to be a kind of a coleslaw. So, I have two separate bowls. One is just cabbage, and one is cabbage and peppers and onions and carrots mixed together, and soaking in a brine solution overnight. Well, technically you just pour salt over and let it sit overnight to weep some of the water out. The cabbage has been stubborn and has not wanted to release the water. So I believe those will be ready in a few hours. By the time I get the beans done, those will be ready to do. We're going to visit Todd's mom at the rehab center today. So she went to rehab week before. She went to the hospital week before last. Just not feeling well, not being able to eat much for the last 3 weeks and that kind of thing. Well, 3 months rather. And so she's at the rehab. They sent her there to try to build up her strength so she can walk more than just a few steps from her bed to her potty chair. So and they're looking at like 3 weeks that she'll be in there, so we'll see. Yeah, so let's get started on this. I want to share this with you, that little tip. That a lot of times just the pressure, or you know, the other issues that I mentioned can cause the water to get pulled out of the jars. Sorry, it's really early. I've been up since 3 o'clock. I injured my back. I injured my back when I was doing the kitchen, redoing the kitchen. Lifting a box the wrong way, and I pulled a muscle. So, and then I injured it. It was feeling better, and then I injured it again last night with the way I was I moved on the floor as I was putting the cans up and injured it again. So, fun. Tomorrow's the Azure Standard drop, so we'll be having that as well. So yeah, let's get started with our canning day. So these are pre-soaked. I've got some jars here ready, and I'm probably going to have to do some more. And what I do is I put a cup per jar. These are, I sanitized these yesterday. They've been upside down. And then I put a teaspoon, or half a teaspoon rather, of canning salt in here. Yesterday the beans I used were cranberry beans, and I actually used some Cajun seasoning in those. That's really good, in addition to the salt. And I got 21 pints. Because these are pints, I'm going to put a half a teaspoon of salt in here in each one. If it were quarts, it would be a whole teaspoon. So I'm just going to the reason I use the Berkey water is because our city water just tastes nasty, and that's without the chlorine and the fluoride. So I'm wetting a paper towel to wipe the rims off, and a couple tablespoons in there. When you have hard water, that really does help keep the hard water off the film off of the jars. What you didn't see is me using a skewer to stir these around. You could also use a chopstick. These are not hard to stir around, so I just use the skewer. Anyway, so let's lid these babies up. So I'm using some of the pure jars and lids. And there's been issues. People say that the lid buckles and whatnot. I've not had any issues with them. They are made in China. The gasket thing is much thinner than the ball, but I've not had any come unsealed. I've actually not had any of these even lose, not seal in the can. in the canner. All right, that is full. Don't ask me how many's in there. Well, it fit 18 because I had 20 jars, so it fit 18. Simple math, Angela, simple math. So for my second batch, I'm going to have 2 of these left, and I'm going to have green beans. Hold the phone. Okay, so I'm going to put the lid on this and get it started heating up. You can see how much I've used it already. The new, this is not stainless steel on the inside. It rusts, so. Thankfully, the pot itself is aluminum. Uh-oh. Had to shift some cans around. One of them was really tall and it was not allowing it was pushing the this pressure button up. I forget what it's called. So anyway, we're going to get this on, and I started out at like 4.5. So it takes a while to reach pressure, to reach temperature, to start steaming, and you know, the 10 minutes before, after that. So it takes a while for it to heat up. So it's going to be a while. Meantime, I'm going to get started on my green beans, so they'll be ready to go. And I'm going to try something different this time. I'm going to put a couple chili peppers in there. And I cut these about 1.5 inches. So anyway, these are ready for the next batch, and I'm going to clean up my space here. I'm going to get some more jars prepped, and I'll be right back. Oh, when you think you're recording, you're actually not. So I need to get my brine solution, or my vinegar solution, ready for my shredded cabbage for the spiced red cabbage. So it calls for 2 quarts of wine vinegar. I don't have 2 quarts of wine vinegar, so I'm just going to use regular old distilled white vinegar. And it calls for 1 cup of brown sugar. I don't have brown sugar. I have the cane sugar and molasses, so we're going to make our own right in the pot. So yeah, there we go. Molasses is full of iron and other minerals. Next is add the sugar, mustard seed. We need oh my gosh, this writing is so tiny. 1/2 cup of mustard seed. I'm serious, this writing is so tiny. The older books are awful for that. Okay, so I need 1/2 cup. I've got a 1/4 cup because I have other things that need a 1/4 cup. And that goes right into my sugar. Not enough. That's okay. I brought extra. All right, so there's the mustard seed and mace. Okay, if you're not familiar with mace, mace is nutmeg, which I have here somewhere, and that calls for a quarter cup. I am so serious. This writing is so tiny. So a quarter cup of that. Did not know if I had enough, and I do. Alright, so those go directly in the vinegar. Oh my gosh, that smells so good. And then the rest of them we need to add to a bag. Now this is my tea bag. As you can see, it's just stained, it's been laundered, it's fine. A little tip for these bags, if you turn them inside out when you go to dump the ingredients and the stuff on the inside, then it does not get caught in your seams. Anyway, I didn't think of that to begin with. So I haven't used my tea bag for quite a while because I got this wonderful invention of the French press. Love it. So I've been drinking tea this morning, but I use that to make coffee as well. We don't drink coffee that often, but yeah, about 2 or 3 times a month we'll drink some coffee in the morning. Usually it's either on Sabbath or on Sunday. Sunday, fun day. Actually, it's usually work day. Do things around the home day. I'm going to put these up and I'm going to get my jars washed and I will be right back. But first, I'm going to show you what this looks like now. See, I tied it to the handle. Hopefully you can see that. And yeah. There we go. So, my pressure canner is still heating. It's not reached temperature yet, so yeah. This is supposed to make 5 quarts, so I'm going to need at least, all the recipes seem to make more than what it says, so I'm going to need at least 10 pints, which is a half of a quart. So be right back. Okay, so I'm going to start packing some of these. Just a little trick. If you do it over top of the bowl or the pot or whatever container you're using, it's not quite as messy. And these are like limp noodles. So we're just going to shovel them in there, and then I need to see if I can find my packing tool. Also, I got 1.5 pints jars. So let me get my tool. And I used 2 different kinds of cabbage. I used the regular green and the purple or the red, whatever you want to call it, because I like the color change, the pink, where it changes it to pink. I'm just, I like that. The little mustard seeds are trying to escape. All Okay, gonna need my skewer. What do I do with it? Does that chopstick will work? Like it's colored with the turmeric. This smells so good. So all I'm doing right now is letting the bubbles out. Anything that is solid liquid, you don't have to debubble it. But anything that has like bits and pieces and stuff, it does need to. Does need to be bubbled. Or rather de-bubbled. Okay, so off camera, I got 6 of these done. Wow, that's really hot. Look how beautiful that is though. This is just the cabbage. But I discovered I do not have enough liquid, so I'm gonna have to make some more. Don't think a full recipe, but I'm gonna go ahead and fill my jars off camera and see how many jars I need, because I know this will fill probably 7 or 8, so we'll see how many I need on top of that. I'll be right back. So I got good news and bad news. Good news is I got 6 more of these. The one with the slaw mix with the carrots and the onions and the peppers and the cabbage. So I got 6 of those and a pint. Now this pint is not a typical, it's not a mason jar. I think it came with mayonnaise in it, but I'm going to process it in with the others in the water bath, and then just pop this little baby in the refrigerator. It will probably seal because it has a thick ring on there, but I don't care about that. I'm gonna pop it in the fridge so I can eat it, you know. Yeah. So gonna see how much. The problem is that I definitely do not have enough of the spices. If you can see that, that's all I've got left. So I definitely don't have enough of the spice mix and the vinegar to do all of those. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this probably in the pint jar. And then I'm going to make a half batch of the vinegar solution. Now, like I said, this little thing right here will probably go ahead and seal. Because a lot of these will. Just wouldn't use them for long-term storage. Something you're going to eat in the next 3 to 6 months. Yeah, you could use that. I do. So there's that one. And I still have these 6. There's a little bit more vinegar left in here, not a lot. Let's see if I can just pour it right in there. Alright, so yeah, all things considered, I probably would have enough for 2 of these, but anyway, I'm going to do a half solution. And while I'm making the half solution, I'm going to go ahead and get my pot that I use for water bath, and I'm going to get it started back here on the back eye, because All right, we've got some bubbles coming out of the, it is what it is. So I'm going to get these started in the hot water bath and get this I'm just going to have all the ingredients that go in this vinegar brine solution. So it's going to be 1 quart of vinegar. Everything that's a half cup is going to go to a 1/4 cup. Everything that's a 1/4 cup is going to go to an 1/8 of a cup. So that's what we're going to do. Yeah, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I don't know if this is visible on screen or not, but we do have a column of steam right here that can be seen and felt. Don't put your hand right up on that because it is steam. It will burn you. So it can be seen, it can be felt. So the next step is to set a timer for 10 minutes to get that going. Usually when I go ahead and put this on there, it will just pop that lock up immediately. Alright, so right now I'm working on the vinegar solution for the, yes ma'am? Yeah, you think about your behavior. Yeah, hitting the door is not a good choice. Okay, my timer just went off. Watch this. The timer went off to let me know that 10 minutes have passed since it started steaming, and there we are. And I did not catch that, but it did go up immediately. So that's kind of cool. Anyway, we've got our 10-pound weight on there because we are under 1,000 feet elevation, and so it will be slowly coming up to temperature now. It is right now 10:49. So let's see. We'll see how long it takes. Okay, so my battery died, and while you're gone, I got my pressure cooker started singing to me, and I don't know how much longer it has because my oven is on and I can't see the timer. I finished one batch of the cabbage, and I have the second batch in there. Look at these. They've already filled and they are quite hot, but isn't that beautiful? Which actually felt good because my fingers are cold. I also took the trash out, ran some boxes out to the to where I'm working on the ground out there to lay them flat on the ground as the ground cover, and found 2 more jars of beans. So I got those ready. I finished jarring these up, and I was absolutely right. Half of the recipe for the vinegar broth was perfect. So I finished those off nicely with nothing left over. Alright, so I'm going to show you what I mean about the turning the bag inside out and how much easier it is to clean. So we are going to spin the camera around. Okay, one of the biggest tips I can give you when you're canning or cooking is clean up as you go, because you can make quite a lot of dirty dishes. So I'm just going to rinse the outside, which is actually the inside of the bag. See the seam right there? I'm going to wash it out. Because there were herbs on the outside as well, so there are herbs clinging into the outside. And I'm just going to get it roughly, and then I'm going to try, look at the herbs on the inside of the bag, if you can see that, how they're sheeting down the bag. Now I already dumped this as well. So now I'm going to turn the bag inside out, or right side out rather. And look how easily all of those are just coming off of there. And this was the inside of the bag. This is where the majority of those herbs were. Very gritty. Look, there's a clove. So when this is all cleaned up on the outside, the true outside of the bag, I will. All right, there we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this back around to where the inside is outside again. And you can see that seam right there. That will catch a lot of debris. And that just seems dirty to me. So I'd rather have that on the outside. And then I'm going to toss this into the washing machine. And the rest of the stuff, all the inside stuff got washed out. The rest of this is on the outside. The rest of that will just wash out in the washing machine. I'm going to go do that now. Smells good still. And I'm going to clean up my towels and go ahead and wash all of those as well. So hold that thought now. We'll be right back. Yeah, it has been a busy day, and I still have some to cook off right there in the some of the red beans and some of the green beans to cook off right there in the pressure canner. That's gonna have to wait till after the visit with mother-in-law. And I've got the last thing in my lemon curd going in there. In that hot water bath for 10 minutes. But this is my lemon curd fresh out. It's a little dark, but it will turn. It's a little dark right now because it's hot, but it will turn that beautiful bright yellow right here. I'm not gonna cook this one because it's a little extra. So y'all, have you ever seen a sight so lovely or heard such a lovely sound as these jars dinging? It's exciting. So this is my lemon curd, and y'all, I hit it. I hit the nail on the head this time. Look at that. That beautiful yellow color. I mean, look at that. And the taste, it's like lemon pie filling, totally. I totally nailed it this time. And there's no coconut odor. Yeah, okay, faint. There's a very faint coconut odor, but you barely notice it over the lemon, and it is totally doable for me. Perfectly tart, perfectly sweet. Yeah, this is wonderful. I nailed it. So look for a new recipe coming this coming week. If you're vegan, healthy, plant-based, this is amazing. And it really tastes like lemon curd, but to me lemon curd tastes like lemon pie filling. If you ever had the fried lemon pies, well, this tastes like what's inside those, the lemon filling. Oh my gosh, it's so good. So we'll see. I'll do a video next week, and we'll see if I can nail it again with my new recipe, which is beautiful. It's beautiful. So we'll see if I can hit the nail on the head again. And if so, you'll see the video. If not, you won't. So, but yeah, I think I nailed it. So this, I was able to duplicate the other one up to the point where I took out the oil, the coconut oil, and just added the coconut cream, and it's spectacular, y'all. It is so wonderful. So be looking for that. And I need to get off here because I have some more lemon curd that's about to come off here in probably about 5 more minutes, and so I need to attend to that, and then we're going to go visit my mother-in-law. So Yahweh bless you and keep you and give you shalom until next time. Thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it on my day of canning. I got a lot accomplished today, and I'm very happy about that. So Yahweh bless you and keep you and give you shalom until next time. God bless.